Go and visit that because it's an amazing...
Well, from high speeds at Hawrelak Park to high speeds on Edmonton streets. And the council has long been accused of using photo radar as a cash cow. Well, now there's a group using that very name to shine a spotlight on what they think is a flawed system. Jack Schultz is the founder of the Cash Cows group. And for those at home who might not be familiar with what it is that you and your volunteers do, walk us through that a little bit.
Well, we have three Facebook books. That's our Facebook groups that have close to 14,000 members. And what we do is when one gets a photo radar gets noticed on the road that's hiding, we get a text and then we send volunteers out and we stand behind them with this sign here or our big yellow banners, and we let people aware that photo radar is hiding.
Okay, and now I'm going to play devil's advocate momentarily and basically kind of reiterate what we're hearing from a lot of people who think that this is a flawed campaign, saying that if you speed, you're breaking the law, ergo you should get a ticket. So what do you say to those people?
You know what, I look at it this way. Prime example, let's say I'm speeding or even maybe impaired driving, and I fly down a road, and all of a sudden you give me a ticket, flash me a ticket, but 5 blocks down the road, there's a family crossing that street, and I'm going to hit that family, and I'm going to kill that child. 10 days later, I'm going to get a ticket in the mail, maybe the same day they're burying their child. Now, if there was more of a police presence there, that danger would have been taken off the road at that precise time, and there would be no tragedy. That child would be still going home with their parents for dinner.
So just to clarify then, to make sure, it's not so much that you think photo radar itself is not a useful tool, it's more perhaps where it's being used?
Well, I don't find nothing to do with photo radar.
Nothing at all,
there's no safety measure. I mean, how justifying getting a ticket in 10 days justifies stopping you from the danger as it's happening? There's no, if anything, the police should be educating these people, not raking in all this money. Educate. If you're going to penalize somebody, educate them. That's the problem we have. We have people in Canada now that are getting their license when they're going on 30 instead of back in the day when you're getting it at 16. People wait to 30. There's not enough experienced drivers on the road, and we need to address that.
Well, the education campaign is an interesting component. I know that, from best as I can tell, the police do a pretty good job at least trying to get that information out there. For example, on Twitter, I believe it's Fast Driving Friday or something like that, where they tell us how many people have gone over the speed limit. In one case...
Oh, the Fly Higher Club.
Yeah, High Flyer Friday, there it is. Someone going 105 kilometers over this week. So I think the education, at least to me, seems like it's there. So what other component would you use, perhaps, from your perspective? What way do you think is best to crack down on this? Is it a case of having more officers on the road?
More officers, better awareness. We need to have an awareness. Like, sure, they got the vinyl wrap vans, but hiding in the bushes on 170th Street in our vinyl wrapped vans is making no sense. Like, if we're going to do that, let's make it awareness. Put it up there. Let everybody be more aware. Like, I mean, it's people, like my example, I can drive, and I got to remember to pick up baby formula. I'm driving and just casually look at my speedometer, not realizing, okay, I'm going 5 or 10 under the limit or 5 or 10 over the limit, and I adjust accordingly, and I continue on the flight. Hey, you don't need a ticket for that. You shouldn't.
Well, and you know what? There's not one of us out there who hasn't been guilty of that very thing that you just mentioned. I guess if we want to look for a comparable, and I'd like to get your thoughts on this, what happened in Morinville recently. A council there had a plebiscite to determine whether or not to remove it. They kept it by a narrow margin. I think it was something like 55% of residents voted in favor. But what they did do was they forced the companies that are in charge of that to let them know where the cameras are going to be ahead of time, as well as to kind of take those cameras and ensure that they're in high traffic area, or not high traffic areas, high collision areas, school zones, emergency zones, and things like that, to get away from that notion of the cash cow. Is that something that would be amenable to you if the city did that?
I haven't got a chance to read the article. It was sent to me. I haven't had a chance, but yes, that makes sense. Like, I mean, last Friday I went for a drive through 12 school zones in Edmonton. There was not one photo radar vehicle in any 12 of those elementary schools, but a few of them I found photo radar within a 4-block radius from that school.
Well, there you go. And of course, you're going to keep on fighting the good fight with this until. So, what is the ultimate goal, I guess, for the cash cows?
Well, I mean, I don't want to see them hiding anymore. I want to see them in, like, I mean, I'd rather see a lot more police out there. Of course, unfortunately, like they say, the manpower, but the photo radar, just there's absolutely nothing that photo radar can do to produce safety. Absolutely nothing. Unless someone can prove me wrong, There is nothing out there that shows photo radar. Sure, people are slowing down. Why are they slowing down? They're looking to see if that photo radar is hiding. It's nothing to do with safety.
If anyone's interested in volunteering with the cause, getting more information on what you guys are doing, what's the best way for them to get that?
They can get it off my webpage, www.edmontoncashcows.com. We also just purchased, as of yesterday, and now we're expanding to throughout Alberta, so we have www.albertacashcows.com. You can follow us on Edmonton Photo Radar Club, and you can also follow us on Jody Matona's page, Edmonton Top News.
There you go. And I'm going to avoid making a single cow pun, which is the first time that's probably ever happened in the history of this show. Thank you so much for coming in, John.
Perfect. And if you don't mind, I'd like to say thank you to Mac Graphic for giving the time to do my banners, and they're a big supporter of mine.
Terrific. Well, hey, it's a heck of a good-looking banner. I'll give you that.
Thank you very much.
Utterly good work. Dang it. I was so close. So close. Don't go too far. We've got more dinner television coming back at you on this Friday. Stay tuned.